for the Christian Broadcasting Network since 2003, the Life of Duty Network, Newsmax, and others. Holton traveled extensively as a cameraman for Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. Specifically, he worked as a freelance cameraman and field producer for War Stories with Oliver North on Fox News. His dispatches and articles appear regularly on CBN's site. Since 2018, his podcast entitled The Hot Zone with Chuck Holton has been syndicated on several news sites. Currently, he is the owner of Live Fire Media, a global production company, and is the author of 8 books. He can be found on many social media outlets, and his podcast is The Hot Zone with Chuck Holton, which includes daily commentary on high-threat regions, wars, and disasters around the globe. Holton is married and has 5 grown children. He speaks fluent Spanish and resides full-time in Panama and part-time in West Virginia. His wife, Connie, accompanies him on most of his world travels. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Chuck Holton.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. It's so nice to be in some place where nobody wants to kill me. Yet. Y para los que hablan español, bienvenidos. Estamos muy agradecidos que están aquí con nosotros hoy. So I won't do everything in both languages, but I just wanted to welcome people that are, because I noticed we have a lot of Spanish speakers that are here, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, he told you a little bit about me, yada, yada, yada. I go to about 25 countries a year, all bad places. My job is to report on wars and disasters around the world. And you can imagine that spending most of my time, I only get about 30 days a year total in my own bed in the United States. And so most of my time is spent outside the US. And most of it is spent in places where a lot of bad things are happening. And so I feel like it gives me a little different perspective on America because I get a chance to sort of see it from the outside in instead of the inside out. And so I want to share with you some of the things that I feel like I've come to understand about our country and why it is worth preserving. First of all, our founding fathers founded this country on a foundational precept that we could just call it the golden rule, that do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Treat people the way that you would like to be treated. And I think many of us, if you haven't traveled a lot, don't realize that there are so many countries around the world where that is just not the case. Their cultures are not, they're not based on the idea of treat others the way you'd like to be treated. As a matter of fact, you go to many countries, and it doesn't matter if they're poor countries or rich countries, Western countries or Eastern countries, you can find countries all across the globe where the foundational precept of their culture is just the opposite. It's do unto others before they do unto you. Take from him before he takes from you. And that has very profound impacts on the culture. So when you come back here, you feel something completely different. That we don't always live up to that ideal, but at least our country was founded on, at least we still have the vestiges of, do unto others before they do unto you. I'm sorry, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, right? Treat people the way you'd like to be treated. And that has ripple effects throughout American culture. And I think that in the same way that men, we are supposed to create for our families a safe place for them to live out the purpose for which they were created. our founding fathers tried to do that for us. What I mean by that is, I don't know if you've seen there. I love being in a place like this. I don't get a chance to see crowds like this very often anymore, you can imagine. And just being here, it's so cool to see, like, this is the America I remember. Anytime I come to the United States reporting, I'm in, the worst places. I'm in Detroit, I'm in South Chicago, I'm in, Washington, D.C., really bad places. So to come here and to see that, yes, the America I remember still exists, just warms my heart. But I have noticed that things have changed a lot since I was a kid. When I look at the young people, I like to watch the young guys and kind of watch how they interact with the young girls. And frankly, you may know what I'm talking about. It's kind of horrifying anymore. My own sons, when I watch them when they got interested in girls, and they're so awkward. Oh my goodness. I was pretty awkward with girls, but not like this. They just have no clue how to talk to a girl or treat a girl, because they spend most of their time interacting with devices, and they haven't learned that sort of subtle art, if you will, of how to woo a female. So they're just like, it's just really awkward. And so I write about that, and I write about that. Look, guys, young men, if there are any young men listening, if you want to get a girlfriend, because I get this question a lot. I've written a series of books about manhood and how to train your sons to be men.